what the perimeter is going to look like. So my formula looks like this. Length plus length, plus width plus width. Another way to say that would be 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, like that. And that equals perimeter. So I can add all the sides, or I can multiply the sides if they're the same. So what type of figure is this? What type of figure is that? If I was to give it a name, what type of figure would it be? I should see more than one hand up. You all know what that type of figure is. It is called a square. Very good. And the definition of a square is that all sides are equal. And so when I show you that all sides are equal, I put those little tiny tick marks there. And that tells me that all sides are equal. All squares also have 4 90-degree angles. And so if I was to measure this, Gio was getting this the other day and he's like, I need to know how to figure out what angles are. I'm going to teach you that, but know that 90 degrees is like the corner of a book or the corner of a bulletin board. It's a straight edge and it measures 90 degrees. And I'll show you how to measure that with a protractor later on. A protractor is a tool to measure I actually have one here, to measure angles. Okay, so I know that a square has 4 90-degree angles and that each side is the same length. And so if I plugged it in here, it would be length plus width plus width, or side plus side plus side, 4 sides. So if I'm going to calculate that, it's going to be 6 plus what?
Plus 6.
Y, because all sides are equal. So if I added all of those, what's another way to show repeated addition? Is everybody writing this down with me right now on their papers? Okay, because if you're playing with something and not writing it down, you need to make sure you're ready with me. So what's another way to say repeated addition? I can multiply. Very good. So 4 times 6 is what?
24.
Rule number 2.
Raise your hand for permission to speak.
Good. Gio, what's the answer?
24.
24. Is it just 24, or what do I need to remember to include? I need to include, what is that called? Gio? Inches. Very good. I have to include the unit. And so in this particular one, the unit was inches. When we were outside on the blacktop and I measured that area of 9 by 5 to show us what 45 units squared would look like, or the perimeter, which would be how much of 9 times 5?
9 times 5 equals 45.
45. But if I showed you the perimeter of our square out there, it was 9 plus 9, 5 plus 5, 28. And so it was 28 feet because we used feet as our measurement. The unit here is inches. Let's look at the next one. So this is 24 inches. That's the perimeter of that figure, of that square. Everyone understand how we calculated that?
Yes.
You can either add up all the sides, the length, the width, or you can multiply if they're the same. Let's take a look at this one. Are all the sides equal?
Yes.
Yes. It's called a polygon. It has straight sides. So any of these are polygons because they have straight sides. Poly means many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, does anyone know the name of a 6-sided figure? What's a 6-sided figure called? Tatum?
Hexagon?
What is it called?
Hexagon?
Excellent, good job. This is a hexagon. Let's call this one our square. So we know it has 4 sides. A hexagon, and if each side is 12, I have to add up 12 6 times. Is that hard to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of space. What's an easier way to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's an easier way to do that?
6 times 12.
Very good, 6 times 12. 12 times 6, because a 6-sided figure, they're all the same. So some of you have said that you're not good at your 12 times tables. So I want to show you the distributive property to solve our 12 times tables. We're going to take that 12 and break it into 2 pieces. So we break it apart. It is a 10 and a 2. And so 10 times 6 is equal to what? 60. And 2 times 6 is equal to what?
12.
12. And guess what? If I add those together, what do I come up with? Logan.
What?
If I add those up, what do I come up with?
72.
72. And so 72 is the same as 12 times 6. What's my unit? What's my unit? Look on your paper if you can't see it up here on the board. What's my unit?
Feet.
Feet. And so my perimeter is 72 feet. Did everybody see how I solved that? Kind of.
I don't think I can write all that one.
Sure you can. If you don't want to write this, could you write 12 times 6? Yeah, because it's a hexagon and all sides are equal. So it's 12 times 6 because one side measures 12 and there are 6 sides to a hexagon. Does that make sense? Gio, what are you missing right now?
No, I got it. I just.
Your mask. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Diego, are you ready to give it a try? So my formula for perimeter is to add, right? So I have to add, how many sides does a triangle have? Audrey, 3. And so what am I going to add? If one side measures 16, what do all sides measure?
16.
Measures what? 16 plus what?
Oh, 16 meters.
It's meters, but how many times do I have to add it together? 3 times, so it would be 16 plus 16 plus 16 if I wrote it as addition. Or, what else can I do? What's going to be easier than adding that together is repeated addition is the same as, Liev,
It's multiplication.
it's the same as multiplication. And so I would say 16 times 3. This is a triangle. So we're kind of determining the perimeter of a triangle. So if I do 16 times 3, goodness, I can't do that in my head. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We can take it this way and write it vertically and multiply 3 times 6 is 18. And then 3 times 1, read down the 8, carry the 1, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So I know that 16 times 3 is 48. How many people know how to multiply a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number? You feel familiar with that? You feel comfortable with that? If you don't feel comfortable with that, we're going to break that 16 into 2 pieces. And so by breaking it into 2 pieces, you make it 10 and 6. And then you say 10 times 3. Make sure that I'm on there. And 10, oops, not 10. Right, yeah, 16, 10 times 3, and then 10 times, then 6 times 3. So 10 times 3 is 30, and 6 times 3 is? 18. And 30 plus 18 is? 48. And so it's the same as my answer here. So if you're not comfortable with multiplying this way, here's another strategy to use. Break apart that smaller number. Or I'm sorry, the bigger number. Logan. Not right now, we just had snack and we were outside for quite some time. That would have been time for a bathroom break. Okay, give me a few minutes and then we'll move on. All right, how many people feel comfortable adding these together by yourself? You think you feel comfortable adding? All right, let's name the figures first, and then we'll write down what the problems will look like, and you can do the addition on your own. So what's the name of this figure? It's a four-sided figure. The two sides, the length and the width are different, but the two sides are equal. What is that figure called? If I walked into a kindergarten classroom and I said, guys, what's this figure called? What would they say? They would call it a rectangle. A rhombus? Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm looking at it down like this, and it does look like it's a little different. It's actually called a quadrilateral. I thought it was a rectangle because I thought the sides were equal because I was looking at it like this, but the sides are not equal. So it's called a quadrilateral, meaning it has, it's a polygon because it has four sides. A quadrilateral would mean it had four sides. It just means quad means four. It's not a rectangle because it doesn't have equal sides. So all I would do for this one was I would add 18 plus 47 plus 47 again plus 22. That's how I would add my perimeter. If you don't know how to do that, put parentheses around them and add those two together when you're done. All right, let's take a look at this one. Does anyone know what a five-sided shape is called? It's a five-sided shape called. There's a building in Washington, D.C. that's called this after our 5 branches of the United States military. I heard it. I heard somebody whisper it. Yeah, give it a try.
Octagon?
No, but you're close. It starts with a P.
Pentagon?
Pentagon, excellent, very good. This is called a pentagon. And so each of those sides have a different shape or a different measurement. This one is 20, so this is 20. This is 16, so this is 16. So I went ahead and labeled those other ones for you, but you'll have to do the math. So it's 16 plus 16 plus 20 plus 10 plus 20. And that will be the perimeter of that figure. Let's see if you guys can do that one on your own. And the last one is, what type of figure is that? Same as this? Triangle, very good. And so we're gonna add 16 plus 8 plus 10. All right, give it a try and let me know what you come up with.